Bear Grylls is an adventurer who stars in the TV series Man vs. Wild. He uses the skills and techniques that he learnt during scouts in the military to survive in the wild and find civilization. But how do we know that what he does is real and true? This video will provide the scientific principles to prove that what he does is actual and works.
What is energy? Energy is the ability to move around or do something. Energy is what someone uses to complete their daily practice. For example, when you wake up in the morning and you're ready to play or do some sort of movement, that is all the energy that is traveling through your body. How can we relate it to Bear Grylls? When Bear Grylls starts a fire, he's using up his energy to blow onto it.
Fire that he then created produced heat energy, which helped to keep him warm.
When Bear Grylls was making the compass, he was using magnetism energy to make the compass work. Bear Grylls was using urine to warm himself up and cool himself down, by using his energy to pee all over it. The definition of gravity is the force that attracts a body towards the center of the earth or towards any other physical body having mass.
All objects fall at the same time, no matter what their weight is. The only thing that can change this is air resistance. In this experiment, we see the 50-gram weight and the tennis ball dropping at the exact same time.
How we relate it to Bear Grylls? Well, when Bear Grylls free falls, gravity pulls him down. When Bear Grylls jumps out of the airplane, gravitational energy supports him so he doesn't die.
Bear Grylls free falled, he spread his hands out to create more air resistance. This helped him go slower so that he could gain more control.
When Bear Grylls falled, he had no parachute, so what happened was the force of gravity was helping him fall.
Mass and weight. Mass is a measure of an amount of matter in an object. Weight is the gravitational force acting on a body. Force is a measure of interaction between bodies, and load usually means force exerted on a surface of a body. How this relates to Bear Grylls? Since all objects fall at the same rate, when Bear Grylls free falls, his mass makes him go down and energy also supports him. Say you drop something with Bear Grylls with no air resistance, that would fall at the same time.
Friction and magnetism. Friction is the resistance that one surface or an object has when moving over another. It is a force that holds back the movement of a sliding object. It happens when one thing rubs against another. It can produce heat. In this experiment, the air pumped produced friction and heat. Magnetism is produced by the motion of electric charge. It can attract other metal or magnetic objects as well as repel against them. Here we did another experiment. We dragged a wooden block along a smooth table with a spring scale and the reading was 0.4 newtons. We did another along a rough carpet and the reading was 0.9 newtons. Obviously the carpet had more friction. As we put more weight on the block weight increased, therefore rising the friction too. We also did another experiment where a marble was placed at the bottom of a container with salt and shaked. The friction of the salt and the smooth surface of the marble caused the marble to be pushed to the top and come out. This relates to Bear Grylls because Bear Grylls uses friction to create a fire to keep him warm. He gets a stick and rubs it against the other piece of wood. This creates friction and heat. With the heat and energy that is generated, he creates an ember which he turns into a fire. He also uses magnetism to create a compass so that he knows where north is to get his bearings. He gets a piece of wire and rubs it against his hair to magnetize it. The wire became magnetized and then he put it into a leaf, which it floated in a puddle of water. The wire spun around to point to a magnetic north, according to Earth's magnetic field.
Static. It's when you rub some sort of surface onto something, it creates an attractional pulse, but when they are likely forces, they move around each other. An electrostatic force can be repulsive and attractive. Heat. Heat is the measure of a high temperature. Heat is a force that is used to create a fire or even keep you warm on cold days. How does this relate to Bear Grylls? When Bear Grylls was in a snow blizzard, he dug down and heated up. When Bear Grylls created a fire,
Bear Grylls used heat to warm himself up. In this video, I think we have proved that what Bear Grylls does is real.